Let's bring in security expert Patrick Agbambu for more on this development. Mr. Agbambu, this particular bill, we understand, is seeking to modernize military laws that date as far back as the 60s and also to tighten democratic control. What does that mean to you, strengthening democratic control, and why now?
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, any move to make our armed forces or the society better, it's actually very welcome, and it calls for support. But we have to be very careful in tinkering with what we have on ground right now, because today the situation Nigeria faces is very precarious, is very delicate, that we need to be very, very careful not to erode the only fabric that is holding the country together, which is the armed forces. And when we water down what is existing currently, it may weaken, become a counterproductive to issues of discipline, regimentality, and mutual respect with members of the public. So why I welcome any move to make our armed forces perform better, I also call for caution in content of that bill and even the time of this bill.
And talking about caution, some Nigerians worry that military control, democratic control could either mean empowering civilians to check military or its excesses, or on the contrary, interfere with the military's independence during security operations. How do you see us balance or strike a balance between the two?
Exactly. It's going to be very dicey in Nigeria context. We must, listen to the presentation with citing the United Kingdom, citing the United States of America, and some developed countries. The society has a more receptive and understanding mindset and perception, unlike the society which we operate here. If we'll move quickly to adopt whatever it's in their own system here, it may jeopardize the current fight against terrorism and insurgency and banditry in the country. So because most times we talk about the civilian subordination, insubordination, and all that, military insubordination and all that. And we also consider that the politicians are using the military to carry out some assignments that they shouldn't have carried out. And yet, on the other hand, we want them to be able to do their work. So it's going to create more of a problem than it will be able to manage it. I believe that it's a welcome development if we can put energy in looking for how to improve the resourcing of the armed forces in terms of the manpower development, in terms of the enablers, the platforms to work and all that. And yes, oversight function is not a bad thing. I believe that the National Assembly, different committees in the National Assembly are charged with that responsibility, and where there's need to make amends in the operational or the administrative modalities or structure of the armed forces, that can be advised and be implemented. But we'll have to really be very, very careful. I know that the Joint Committee may call for open hearing and public hearing and all that. Some of these issues of security must be handled with extreme caution so that we will not jeopardize our national security, because there are many criminal gangs that may want to lobby and smuggle in some factors or some laws that may be inimical to the national security of Nigeria. So we really need to call for caution at this time.
Well, Mr. Agbambu, we've seen the military engage in internal security in the past from the south, southeast, the northeast, the middle belt, and what have you. How much impact do you see this new bill have on the operations and accountability?
Yeah, as it is right now, I don't think that accountability has been a major problem within the military, because there is a system. Most of the areas the public will need to find out what is happening is handled by the civilians. That is talking about the Ministry of Defense. The various service chiefs handle basically operational activities, even in terms of procurement or most of all these things, most of them are handled by the Ministry of Defense. In terms of operational methodology or structures, these are not for the public scrutinization, because as we talk about public, we're also talking about the criminal public that are also monitoring the society. When we bring out our military operations for public scrutiny, then we should be very, very careful with the outcome.
Good place to live. As security expert Patrick Agbambu, thank you for talking to us.